Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of A.T.O.M RPG. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're just to join me today here in, let's see the name of this place, the Filling Station Fortress. I believe it's the Fuel Station Fortress, but many languages actually don't call it Fuel Station, call it Filling Station, somewhere around there. So yeah, it's an interesting way of doing that. Let's have a chat with a strong woman in an army coat, standing in front of you. Her arms are clenched on a Simonov semi-automatic carbine that's been modified into a sniper rifle. As she sees you, she raises one of her eyebrows and casually nods. Hello, are you traveling? She asks. Yeah, and now I'm passing by your fortress. Well, the fortress isn't mine, I'm just temporarily living in it. What brings you here? The woman is looking at you with a slight interest. Apparently, a conversation with you is a form of light entertainment for her, a way to escape the mundanity, I know that word, but not sure that I'm pronouncing it right, of life for a moment, or perhaps to forget about some serious problems. Serious problems, you say, or don't. It's the narrator that does. Let's see if I can follow up on that. What do you mean? Wait a minute. What do you mean? What brings you here? Oh, good. Interesting. Interesting back and forth right there. What do you mean? I've already told you. I'm passing by. Oh, you're worse than local soldiers, she says. There's nothing to talk with you about. Well, what was it you wanted? Yeah, she just wanted some information or things. Can I tell her a story about not merchant, a mechanic that was that's an interesting story. You know, he said he was rich and then he got ambushed by bandits and kidnapped. Let's see. Can you answer a few questions, please? The woman raises her gaze, but full of boredom at you, and shakes her head indifferently. Yeah, I expected. I don't really want to. Maybe you could answer a few of mine? Sure. Where are you traveling from? Krasnoznameni. No, actually, Otradnoy. The woman smacks her lips with some disappointment and looks at you pitifully. So you're a local then? Well, that's not interesting at all. I see locals here every day. Only, where have you been hiding from me all this time, I wonder? Is she flirting right now? Because that is just like what does a man like you do in a place like this sort of line, a little bit. Let's see. Can I ask if she knows all the locals? Because that also is a conclusion from this. Let's see. I just told you where I came from. I asked. I'm not gonna say I'm from A.T.O.M. I've been saying my name a lot, and I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna say I'm from A.T.O.M. Because that might have consequences. Let's go with that one. You've asked me where I was traveling from. I've told you. I'm not really local. I'm from the lands far away from here, actually. Right. You're not willing to tell me much, are you? And you wanted to ask me about stuff. Well then, is there anything interesting going on in your faraway lands? Or are there any curious stories? There are, can I tell you? Let's see, actually, it's the same. Okay, in our lands, we're doing great. We're rebuilding infrastructures with exclamation points followed by 2 dots. War never changes. I haven't ranted about the war never changes thing. I'm not gonna do that in this game, but if you want to hear my take on this, yeah, I have Let's Plays of Fallout 1 and 2, and in there somewhere I got a take on that. I'm not gonna do that in this game because it makes no sense. It's off topic as it can be, and I already go off topic plenty. Every place has its curious places. It's just that I don't know what you're interested in. Let's go with that. Sounds right. Well, I'm interested in the same things other people are. Various spooky things, intrigues, scandals. Go on, surprise me. Okay, so a giant cannibalistic centipede that eats other centipedes, I suppose, because, well, it's an interesting thing. It's a terrifying beast that gets inside people through their nose and turns them into cannibals. That sounds lovely. I actually don't know what that is a reference to. I don't know. I would expect something like Resident Evil, but it's not. That's not how it works. You might be surprised to hear there's a star in the skies that blinks sometimes twinkles, and sometimes disappears altogether, as if it weren't a star at all. That's curious. Do you guys know that planets have that name because they were first thought as stars? And they were, the word planet, or planet, is Greek for wanderer. And because they moved, the planets in the sky, they moved, so they were wandering stars. Not falling stars, they were wandering. And, yeah, so that's where the word comes from. So it could be a planet, but most likely it is a reference to, what was the space station we had in 1985? Mir? Was it Mir? Did Mir exist? Was that even a dream or something? I don't know. Let's go with this. I know, I think a space station was dropped onto the Earth. You know, just disintegrated in the atmosphere. Because it couldn't sustain itself up there anymore. I'm pretty sure I either that or I just saw that in a movie when I was a kid, and I think that's real. Anyway, some people tell stories like that, she says. I could never remember its name. Is it Helpless Trespass? It's not really new. Well, I definitely don't know that. Alright, we're finished with the questions here. Thank you for your story. Well, what do you do here, if you don't mind me asking? I've got one business here, she says. As soon as I'm ready, I'll do it and bid farewell to the filling station fortress and farewell to this dusty crossroads. Do you need any help with this business of yours? Not really. I can manage. I'm just not in the mood for it right now. Okay. Is she... What is she doing here? Here in particular, she has business here. Let's do some crafting. I want to see if I can make... I can indeed. Rounds. Ooh, that's interesting. Do I know what that is? Round shot, I know what that is. That is for this thing. This is good news. This is all good news. Let's see. Do it yourself helmet. I am in need of a helmet. That's fine. Wait a minute. Don't I have one? Okay, I might have. Let me... My keyboard tray is not in the right spot. I do have one of these. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and craft some... Yeah, I was wondering if she's... I want to save the game as well. I was wondering if she's like an assassin or something. She's gonna kill someone. She just doesn't want to bother for it right now. Woohoo! What is that? No debuffs. I love it. Oh, wait. Actually, there's minus dodge. But that's just the way armor class works, which is fine. Excuse me. Let's see. So, this is +1 damage threshold, +2 damage resistance. I wonder if it works like in Fallout, which is either one or the other. Or if it's... Yeah, let's go with that. Sure. It's good not to take headshots, after all. 1 damage threshold. It's not very good, but, you know, it is what it is. We got a shiv, we have broken bottle zip guns. Now we have the zip gun already. The bag that I don't need. Yeah, so these... Oh, I can experiment, of course. So these are what I'm gonna save the game here. Because I don't know what the round does. Zip gun round. Round shot. Zip gun shot round. I need to read the descriptions here because I have no idea what the heck that is. Let's look over here and see. So we have a heavy bullet round made for a zip gun. A custom round made for a zip gun filled with metal shot. Piercing threshold 19%. Piercing threshold 26%. So this is, the round itself is better. Okay, that's why I saved. There really should be, I mean, if I know the recipe, there, and I know what I'm making, there should be, like, a way to see what I'm making. So, the shot round, interesting. So I'm using nails for the shot round, but I'm using scrap metal for the round. Yeah, this is better, but I can make 2. I'm just gonna need more scrap. So that means we can use our zip gun for a little while. And there's also gonna be, there's better weapons. And thank you so much for telling me in the comments about, there's a page online. So if you follow the comments, you might have seen it already linked. There's a page, there's a wiki for this game and all that, so you might be able to get all the info you need if you want to do that. But this is a blind playthrough. I'm not gonna be using resources or walkthroughs. I also have a walkthrough. Thank you so much for that as well. So if I get stuck, I will use it, but only if I get stuck. How do I get inside? Through here. Can I read what this is? Boogie. No. Is that an I? I think that's an I. What is this though? What is a T? Is that a T? I wouldn't know. Even if I could read it, there's not that many words that sound like either English or Portuguese, so that's the, or French, I suppose. Although we have seen a lot of French expressions in this game. Okay, that's locked. Let's go for it. Oh, that guy didn't like it. Ooh, gasoline. I'm sure I'm not gonna be able to take it. Take it all. What the? He didn't mind that? Or did I succeed? You cannot proceed with overloaded inventory. I have? It's the gasoline, isn't it? Where the freaking hell is the gasoline? Oh, it doesn't scroll. It didn't scroll to the bottom. Adds toxic and adds more toxic. Well, drop. Oh, actually, no, don't drop. Because you can just put it in here. Since it is mine, he's not gonna mind. At least I hope not. Okay, so he's pretty upset. It's fine. Hi. A well-built man is sitting in front of you. The soldier looks around 50 years old. This shows in the grayness that appears here and there in his black hair, and in the heavy gaze of an experienced warrior that pierces right through you. Even his posture speaks of that special pre-war type of training that you've seen a lot of among the A.T.O.M ranks. The man gives you a brief nod. At this moment, you notice an unusual lucky charm hanging from his neck. One doesn't need to be a gun expert to understand that it's a live bullet. Well, one does actually, because how would you know if it's a live bullet or not? Carefully welded to a silvery chain. Because you could not have just any reaction agent. Is that what it's called? The either powder or whatever you put in there to make it propeller. That's the word. You also notice a bunch of odd. I think it is the word. Maybe it isn't. You also notice a bunch of odd scratches on the surface of his lucky charm. Almost as if he bites on it. So he has lead poisoning, which means his brain is deteriorating, which can explain the scowl, if not the gray hair. Hello, comrade. Well, what do you want? He's the leader, mind you. I can be very rude immediately, but I can't really say much. I can ask a couple of questions. The man raises his eyebrow in surprise. Yeah, well, ask away. I'd like to know you more, or know more about you, if you don't mind me telling. I'm Boris Rukov. My boys call me just Rook. Actually, that might not be pronounced like that. I'm pronouncing it wrong, maybe. I don't know. The man notices that you want to respond something to his self-introduction and raises his hand preemptively. Wait. Save your name for someone who'll care to memorize it. I don't have time for it right now. Say what you wanted fast, and let's go our separate ways. And I'm gonna introduce to that I didn't actually want to respond something to his self-introduction. So he's just acting the fool and being like, I'm was he Boris? Is he Boris? He's not Boris. He is Boris. We're Boris. Yay! And he's like, yeah, I'm Boris. Wait, I don't want to hear your name. And I didn't even say anything. So that's how much of a fool he looks, retroactively. Well, alright. What are you doing here? He shrugs. I'm in charge of this stronghold, regarding the road to Krasnoznameni. I see. So what can you tell me about this place? He sniffs and makes himself comfortable in his armchair. It's a former filling station, which is now a military outpost. What else there to say? Do you have any stories you'd like to ask? It's a very comprehensive interrogation, but he's holding steady. It's evident that at first the man wants to dismiss your request, but suddenly he remembers something he could tell you, which is probably going to revolve around insulting me or pretending that I want to know more about him, which I do, but not anymore, because I asked the fourth question. Around a month ago, he says, we were fighting off an attack of a whole small army of some bandits not from around here. Well, 3 of their men were armed with bows and arrows, I'm not kidding, and one of them, their leader, even had his mug painted. Krasnoznameni's sphere of influence is increasing. They even restored the TV coverage. Still, people's hearts are getting wilder by day. And calmer by night? This is not great. This is not great. I mean, yeah, it's just there's no excuse for the TV coverage. The existence of TV, it depends on a lot of stuff that a post-apocalyptic world might not have. But let's see. One of my favorite games of all time is actually does have that. It's a very interesting game. It's called Neo Scavenger. It was the first video I ever did for this channel, first Let's Play I ever did. Don't go back and watch it, I'm terrible. If you think I'm bad now, if you imagine how bad I was 4 years ago. But that in that game it's pretty cool because everything is destroyed, everything is devastated, and it's basically more post-apocalyptic than this game is, by far. Like, there's just ruins, there's just monsters, and it's all destroyed. But Detroit, which is a city in that game, it's not a spoiler. Detroit is completely different, and it's sort of an enclave, and it's really, really interesting, that distinction, and it makes total sense as well. If you, like, you'd save parts of civilization and preserve it very well in certain areas, and then the rest of the people would just not have that. Now, TV coverage, it's not too expensive to send off a signal, but it is like, how do you watch TV? Do you have electricity here? Do you have generators? Would you have why do you want a generator? Do you have fridges? Because I have never seen fridges. You know what I mean? So yeah, you want a generator mostly for the fridge. Let's see. Let's just get out of here because it doesn't. So, you know, the logistics. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like radios. So TV is even worse. Ooh, I'll take all. Ah. He don't like that. Okay, so he doesn't have, which is actually surprising. 3 times he told me not to steal, and still didn't want to kill me. I think that 3 times, they might be per item. I don't know. But we're out of here because we're going to do that quest. This is not the way. I don't like radios for that reason. Well, it's not actually for that. It is for that reason, but the reason why I just don't like radios is because of Fallout 3. So in Fallout 3, you have radio, right? If you ever played Fallout 3, you have like a radio and a Pip-Boy. And I remember seeing that. I followed the development of Fallout 3 closely. And I remember seeing that announcement, or at least the information. Was one of the first things we saw, the information regarding the radio. And it always felt to me that it was just trying to be what the radio in GTA is. And I'm a fan of the radio in GTA, but it's because GTA has a specific tone. Let's meet these travelers. See if we can get anything interesting. Specifically scrap. I want to mine scrap. We got a very lovely little river over here. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty cool. And you have a truck. Hello. Are you the man in charge? A stocky, unshaven man dressed in pre-war denim jacket. Here he is, not there. Judging by his sly look, a large bag, and grim-looking guards around him. He's the traitor. That's what I wanted. So where are you going? Maybe, no, wait a minute, let's see what he says. Hello, stranger, he says. Can I interest you in a little something from my collection? He looks you over with a practiced eye, as though estimating how much money you're carrying, and what, if anything, you can afford. Yeah, can I tag along with you? You're a nosy one, ain't you? Our journey has taken us to Paragon. He says that because I actually asked where he was going. If we're going the same way, I don't even know where that is. We can drive you there, but only for 40 rubles. You'll help us by paying for the fuel. Nah. Show me your wares. Woo! Okay, we have an M16 and a Desert Eagle. Love it. Which actually makes sense. In this game, where in Fallout 1 it doesn't. People often reference the Fallout 1 having a real-world post-1950s weapon, which is the Desert Eagle. It was only included, fun fact, because Chris Taylor, I believe, was one of the developers, really loved the Desert Eagle, which is natural because it's a pop culture reference for all things, for all that it matters, even though it's not a great pistol in comparison. Anyway, at least, certainly not for military. In comparison, of course, and he just loved it so much that I decided, you know what, let's add it to the game, and it's the only post-1950s weapon in the game, real weapon, and in fact it's only of 2 real weapons in the game. There's a Mauser, but it's a 1911 or something like that. So I do want all of this. What is the caliber of here? Is it the 9mm? It's 9mm Desert Eagle. I mean, do they exist? I'm sure they do. There's many, and you can just chamber it, I suppose. There's many, I like that. A qualitative cuirass. What do you mean a qualitative cuirass? Is it like crap? Or is it like, because what's the difference between qualitative and quantitative? Sometimes you'd say qualitative when you don't have much, but it's the quality that matters. So you're saying, it's not about the size, it's about the quality of it. So it's not very good, but you're trying to spin it. Or it could be the other way around as well. I don't know where that word comes from, but I'm sure it's a mistranslation. But we can we afford those, I wonder, though? Let's see. So I do have, I wouldn't mind having the pistol. The pistol costs 3,100. I don't have anywhere near that much. But I have 9mm rounds. Yeah. Absolutely, I do. That's pretty good. Extra stealth over here. Protective gas mask. I got some carrots. I got some Casparamide or whatever. I got gasoline up there. Should have taken it and sold it. But maybe that's for the better. We'll see. So I have wasp legs. Let's see. So I can't sort this by weight, which would be really helpful. We got some coffee. We have the alarm clock. So far, I haven't seen the need for this, so I'll just go ahead and sell it. And honestly, these things I'm not gonna be able to do anything for the moment. So it's just gonna be the spoils of war for me, and I'm gonna do it. Also, I need to fill this in the village on Otranoi. Also, you can drink water to. I just missed that. You can drink water to remove poison. So we got a fork over here. Well, is the fork considered a luxury item? Yeah. So I need to basically pay attention to what is considered a luxury item. The bricks. That's just one brick. I'll keep it. Canned meat and a bunch of other stuff. The toadstools might be needed for crafting. I'll hang on to it. The rusty knife, I'm never going to be able to use it, so just going to be able to sell it. We have ourselves a compact set. Oh, that is not a full tire, and that is for crafting most likely. Corn seeds, I'll hang on. The photo, yeah, nobody cares for that. So otherwise we'd have seen it already. So I'll just do that, and we're good. Thank you. Thank you very much. So what was I saying? Oh, about the radio. That's right. So I can't do anything with the cart or the car. So the radio. I like GTA's radio, but and that works because it's an open world game. Now Fallout 3 is also an open world game. So I always associated the Fallout 3's radio with I'm hungry. I'll eat over there. I've always associated Fallout 3's radio with, you know what? We should have a radio like GTA, because GTA, and not because of influences from other games like Baldur's Gate or Arcanum or stuff like that. Because I've always felt that Fallout 3's inspiration was in all the wrong places. And I'm hungry, and this place has the biggest radishes ever. And one of them is going to last me for a week. It's good news. So that's the gut reason, the gut instinct that makes me dislike radios in any post-apocalyptic game, not just this or Fallout 3. Of course, the rationale is what I was saying before, is because in a post-apocalypse, they wouldn't bother with any of that. A shy-looking, ginger-bearded man guarding the gates jerks as you approach him and cautiously waves hello as if he's afraid to anger or provoke you. His face, I recognize his face somehow. Hey, did you come for moonshine, yes? Petrovich just made some fresh one. Okay, so this is good in bad. Because our mission here is to make them pay. And I'm not really sure what I want to do. This is a very interesting introduction to the whole place. That guy's poisoned. Maybe. Let's see. So you sell moonshine. Some alcohol would just be the... Nope. To be honest, I just stumbled... Nope. You sell anything else apart from alcohol? Yeah, let's go with this last one. At least it's going to keep it on point. Is this the Moonshiners' camp? I've got something important to discuss with you. The man licks his dry lips and blinks several times. Discuss what? Hey man, you'd better talk to Petrovich. He's our boss. You should discuss all the issues with him. He's in the house right now, so there. Hey, Freyer. I know all this lingo. Do I look like a peasant? Why the hell are you calling me man? Did he call me a man? He did. It didn't translate very well then, but I guess we get the point. The man, crouches, sinks his head into his... That is overreaction. Into his soldiers and even squeezes his eyes, it seems, as if expecting you to hit him in the jaw. Hey, well, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know that one shouldn't talk like that. That it's wrong to talk like that. Well... Never mind, now you know. Let's be badass here. The man nods and shaking like a leaf, backs away from you. He's obviously scared while you acquire a valuable experience of intimidating villagers who are frightened as it is. Was it worth it? This question remains unanswered. What remains unanswered is why this thing didn't show up as gray and showed up as green. So yes, the answer is yes. I would like to acquire more experiences throughout my life. It's all gonna be good. You're way too cowardly for a guardsman, my friend. You need to be braver. The man shrugs tiredly and looks at you with deep sadness in his eyes, which he had since the beginning. This is what I'm like. It can't be helped, but that's what the times are like now. Scary times. One has to stay vigilant. Always. Keep looking around, otherwise you may be stabbed to death. Is that a threat? Is that a threat? That's a threat, isn't it? Can I not push that? Unfortunately, I can't. There are all sorts of evil people walking around. Yeah, that sounds like a threat to me. Let's see. You're right. The roads are full of perils. It's either criminals or wild animals. Well, okay. Let's say the first one. It's a really weird response, but my character is pushing him and being all, like, rude and stuff, so I think that's gonna fit. The times aren't scary at all, I say. On the contrary, the life is beginning to normalize. Well, I don't know, he says. Maybe it is normalizing, as you put it. He has never heard that word. Or maybe it's only getting worse. We are uneducated people, see? I told you. And don't notice such subtle matters. Okay, he heard that one. Alright, what's the point in arguing then? The man shrugs and sighs at his thoughts that are most probably pretty grim. Or maybe he sighs for no reason at all. It's hard to tell. Well, is it ever not hard to tell? So how are things going here? Well, there's always plenty of moonshine appreciators. We've nothing to complain about. Drinking is the main local pastime. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Exclamation mark. There's something wrong with that, though. I like to have a few drinks myself occasionally. So there. Well, that's why you're so depressed all the time. It's because you drink. Don't you know? You idiot. You idiot. Can I ask you a few questions? Okay. Oh, wait. He's taking a like to me? Oh, my God. You can feel that this shy man is taking a liking to you. He can tell you much more than any other traveler. It's all because of my charisma, I would say. Than any other traveler. Or than to any other traveler. Yes, indeed. Okay, to any other time. The best thing in this man's life. So tell me about yourself, vagabond. Well, me, I'm just guard stuff here. Petrovich, our boss, brews moonshine, and the rest of us are working day and night. I mean, we all work. We don't sit on our hands. As for me, I'm a simple man, a farmer. That's it. Is that? Because you said you were a guard. Sure, whatever. Tell me more about Petrovich. Oh, Petrovich is a great man. He's a good guy. He's clever, and most importantly, kind. It was him who thought of assembling our team. He's built the brewery still with his own hands too, which is interesting because steel is made of metal, and I guess he didn't need a furnace. I guess he can use a hammer for a thing. Anyway, he's proper smart. Even before the war, he secretly sold counterfeit alcohol. He's a natural-born merchant, for real. Okay, well, he's also a natural-born brewer. Maybe I'll get some of that. So, what are you doing here? Oh, usually I guard these gates, but sometimes I work in the garden. I chop wood, bring water, mend clothes, fish, set traps for the animals, repair furniture in the hut, mop the floors, clean the clothes from the lines with steam, cook porridge, massage the heels of the guys' feet before they go to sleep. I got plenty of work. Can you join me? Can you, like, there's so many... Well, this is the second character that I'm like, please join me, because you seem so useful. What can you tell me about this place? Well, we set our camp here. It's as good as a real castle. People are obsessed with castles. Everything is a castle. Although, should someone want to destroy our lair, they'll be able to do it in no time. Let's be honest with ourselves. Yeah, it's good as a real castle, but it'll still go down. Because, yeah, the man sighs sadly and shakes his head. Have you heard any rumors? I've heard about this disease. What's the name? A tricky word. Syndrome. It's the Krasnov syndrome. Yeah, they say it's a horrid thing. One of our men seems to be suffering from it. I'm afraid to breathe when he's around. What if it gets infected? I keep telling you this is wrong. An ellipsis is not an unmarked dots. You can't just populate the dots with whatever symbols you want on top of the ellipse. Stop it. For the love of all that's holy in the world forever and even the stuff that is not. Stop doing that. It's never gonna stop. I don't think no, actually, I'm saying this. There's one developer that watches my videos. So hi, I forgot his name though. But he was actually the one that got in touch. I don't know if he's watching now. Please tell the writing team to just macro search all of this, because this is just horrid. Please don't do this ever. Please. That's not how ellipses work at all. Stop. So what are the symptoms of Krasnov syndrome? We've heard this before. How does it manifest itself? Well, he knows what it is, just doesn't know what to say. So probably he just has his dyslectic or something. Dyslexic, that's the word. Well, I don't really know because I don't approach my ill mate, but I have heard that this syndrome. Now I can say it. That's magic. But makes all in the I can't say that word though. All the guts rot. The infected can't eat barley and have food streaming from their eyes. Have blood. Sorry, not food. That would be even weirder. It's a horrid thing. Barley. They can't eat barley? Sure. And that was the rumors. Okay. Well, can it... Okay, yeah, so... I can go to the questions, and I'm gonna leave. And we're also out of time, so he's got a really cool looking shotgun right there. I want that. Maybe we'll have it someday. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been A.T.O.M RPG. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye. And please, 3 dots for ellipses. They are not unpopulated dots for you to put dashes and curvy bits on top. Please. Thank you.